Hey guys, I decided that I wanted to talk to you a little bit about King David, who's many times represented by the King of Spades. And then of course over here I've got the King of Hearts, who I've many times used as the example of God, or to stand in for God. And so what we've got here is the makings of the story of David and Bathsheba. And what happens is David is enticed by Bathsheba. He was where he didn't really belong, and he saw her and he was enticed, and he sinned against God. So he moved away from God, which of course, let's just make that a very apparent movement away from God. So we know that there's definitely a difference in their proximity. And so what we're going to do here, or what happened in the story, is that David was pretty much reprimanded by Nathan. But he didn't just scold him, he didn't just get on to him. What Nathan did was he told him a story. And he told him a story about two different things that had nothing to do with David or with Bathsheba or with the story in general of what was actually happening with David. But because of that story, because of the way he told it, and because of the way it went to David, it showed David that God really wanted to be close to David, and he wanted to have David live right and do things right. And so when he really understood what the story meant, David repented and he moved close to God again. See, this is really cool, because now we know that if we can be like David, if we may move away from God, if we may move far away from God, and of course God may be far away from where we are because of sin that may be in our lives, well, we know that there's a story, which is David and Bathsheba, which is just like when Nathan told it to David. Instead of it being about me and you, or the prime thing of what we thought we were going to talk about, it's not quite about that, but it's David and Bathsheba. And so we see those two, and we see their story, and we see what happened with them, and we see what happened with Nathan, and we see what happened with all of that, and we realize that of course, if David can come up and move close to God, then of course we can too. No matter what happens, we can always trust that if we decide to move back towards God, He's going to be there, and He's going to move close in and want to be with us.